Welcome back, gamers, to another fabulous episode of Mediocre Gamers. I am the handsomest, devilish, grossest guy, Travis Corey, aka INF Rebel, joined by always the host with the most jelly beans in his mouth right now, Kenny Thorson, aka DMI Patriot. How are those jelly beans, good sir?
Well, I don't have any jelly beans.
If you were, though,
They would be Starburst. They would be Starburst jelly beans. They're my favorite.
Starburst jelly beans. This episode is brought to you by Starburst jelly beans. Disclaimer: it's not, but they're good. I downed a half a bag last night because I ate the other half the night before. In bed, just being a fat guy, which was delicious.
I'm surprised they're gluten free.
I think they are. I didn't check. I didn't have any issues this morning, so
Okay.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about some Call of Duty changes, take a trip down memory lane with PlayStation 1 games. We're going to talk about New World, what's going on with that. We're talking about Mixer shutdown, kind of our thoughts on the different platforms. We're going to touch on, the Marvel Disney shows that are coming. We watched Warrior Nun and the Old Guard, so we're going to give you reviews on that. Michael Keaton is back as Batman in the Flash movie. I'm Batman. And basketball, baseball, and a nice surprise, Randall Cunningham joined the Raiders as the chaplain. And we're also going to touch on some mobile gaming and something else that I forgot.
PlayStation?
Top of my head.
PlayStation 1?
All right, I think I already said that.
Oh.
So jumping right in, talking in Call of Duty. So they nerfed the Grau. They gave us a new sniper that had a lot of bugs. So right now they came out with the 200 BR, which was total dumpster fire. It had so many issues with it. But the Grau didn't seem like it got nerfed too much. The only thing I could really tell was the damage at distance, but it still melted people.
Yeah, the Grau I think is still I still use it. I still love it. Melting people at all distances still. So it is a little bit more difficult. It bounces a little bit more erratically here and there, but it's still really solid. The other update, that new sniper sucked so bad. And even with the headshots, we were only breaking armor. They did upgrade it, but they have explosive rounds with that gun now too. Along with thermite rounds. Haven't fully investigated that. It just sounds like a stupid.
The only thing I can see that being beneficial is like someone's camping and you can't shoot them, so you shoot it and hit the wall to explode. I can see that being beneficial because it is such a campy ass game. But the fact that you got a sniper rifle and you're not getting the one shot, one kills with headshots and you're only breaking the armor is stupid because we don't have helmets in this game. So what does a headshot have to do with body armor?
Yeah.
So
nope.
I mean, there are some stuff. I mean, the Brown, the new LMG is out, and that thing is wrecking people. But to unlock it, you got to get kills around the smoke, which is the dumbest thing.
15.
Don't like we have to. Like, either give it to us, don't make us do these stupid challenges. Like, to get the akimbo sticks, you got to get, like, sliding kills or something. Like, jump slide. I don't know. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, I have zero desire to run around and slide around corners and try to stab people.
Yep, I won't ever do that. But for me, I think with the Bruin, I am working on that. I am currently I was doing that before we got on here. Because I want to test it out. So I need to max it out also to get all the things that I need on it. So I'll be doing that this week. And seeing how the rest of it works. There is a new sniper in the works, I think, for season 5. I think it's called the Infiltrator. I think that's from Modern Warfare 2. That was another big gun that was that everybody used for the kill cams and shit like that. So we'll see how that all ends up going.
Yeah, I'll also touch on they released the Stimulus game, which I'm having a lot of fun with it. it's super fast paced. I mean, because everyone drops with $4,500, so the smart teams are dropping straight for the buy stations, getting their loadouts, and then going on their merry way. But I mean, we got games where like we would literally murk teams, start to recover, and these teams were dropping right back down to get their stuff. I mean, it's very high paced. I mean, it was nonstop, action. Because I mean, I don't know why you'd want to keep dropping down with only a pistol. Maybe you can catch the team off guard, get your equipment back. But I mean, it was a lot of fun.
I ran out of ammo that one time. I was on the roof and you guys were in the building, and people were just flying in. I was just shooting them down as they were coming in. I ran out of ammo, so I had to jump down and get them. And then they came down again, and still it was aggressive. I think I had like 10 kills in a short period of time just because everybody kept dropping back in there.
I mean, I think we finished that game with 10, 9, and 9.
Yeah.
It was just nonstop because I mean that team came and then like someone tried to come third party us and we took them out, and these teams just kept dropping. Man, it's a crazy fast paced game. And I know they had it in a single player, which I think is by far the worst mode that they have. I mean, solo battle or war zone is just a camp fest. It's everyone in the building hiding. So I mean, you can't really push action. It's super boring to me. It's not fun. It's I don't enjoy it. Because if I wanted to sit around and do nothing all day, why even play a video game if you're just going to sit in a corner and just wait?
Yep. No, and none of that. Even when I'm playing solo, I would much rather drop into duos or trios just to have more fun. Cleaning up a whole trio is fun. That's so. But yeah.
So touch on something Kenny brought up earlier. It was having some indicators. So if you're sitting there too long, like in one spot, that you disappear on the map. I thought it was a great idea. But I mean, a lot of people complain because it is part of the game. You are camping, you're being strategic, whatever, but I think it's boring. Like I was telling them, as you can see, I'm a huge Warcraft nerd. So in World of Warcraft, in our battlegrounds, if people are AFK or just sitting in one spot, you can report them AFK, and after a while, if they don't get engaged in the battle, they get kicked. So I think that would be a great idea. I don't know how they'd implement it, though. Yeah. But there has to be something to try to get these people to stop just camping so goddamn much.
Yep. Well, I mean, if they end up having to do that, they'll probably end up cheating. So that's what will end up happening.
And that's the other thing. Like, how is it fun hacking? Like, we were watching Picnic and Promise play, and these guys had like 60 kills each. These dudes are shooting each other out of the sky. The dude died. The guy's an idiot. He's hacking and didn't pay attention to the
died to the zone. Yeah.
The zone to the gas, and he ended up dying. Somehow he glitched out of it, got out of the gas, but died again. But I mean, and then like he dropped back down and didn't go to his stuff. Like these guys weren't even dropping out their stuff. It was ridiculous. I mean, hacking it's not fun. Like,
yeah. Well, there's no point to get it. There's no point to get
that bad at a game, then don't play it.
Yeah.
Play it to get better. Don't rely on, like I don't see how that's fun. Like unless you're just a fat troll in your mom's basement,
Yep. I think that's about it. They have to spend some money to work on those anti hacks, especially as the more and more that we go to open platforms so consoles and PC can play together.
I mean,
crossplay.
Touch on the consoles are turning off crossplay because it's much easier to get hacks on the PC. It just is. So a lot of people are turning off crossplay because they don't want to deal with the hackers. I mean, we have friends that will get in our games. They're like, "Oh, you're on PC. I don't want to play because I don't want to play cross-platform with all these hackers." It is ruining the game, and a lot of times you can't even see the kill cams to confirm it. So, I mean, you got like Fortnite, PUBG, and all those other games that have great anti-cheating stuff, and like Call of Duty just doesn't care.
Yep. So hoping that gets changed, especially for the new Call of Duty that will be coming out in October. It might be pushed back a little bit longer from what I'm hearing. Also, the new Call of Duty. So
yeah, I mean, I do love that it is cross-platform. I mean, I love that these games are coming out cross-platform because it allows you to play. Because you have your people who like PlayStation, you got your people that are Xboxers, and you got your people that are PCs. And before you couldn't play with them, so you were forced to buy at least 2 consoles, PlayStation, Xbox, to play with your friends. Now you don't have to do that. Now there's open open platforms open. Now you can play on what system you want. You can play with your friends, and it's great. I love it that the games are going this direction. It's outstanding. I think it's great for the gaming community, period, just because it's opening up all these other avenues, like Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout Warzone was dead on PC because no one played it. So everyone played on Xbox or PlayStation. But now that you can get these other platforms, it's going to keep these games alive, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jumping in, we're going to talk about some mobile gaming real quick. I've been playing this game called Marvel Strike Force. For those that like Marvel, basically this game where you collect all these different Marvel characters, and then you at a level 20. When you get up there, you can join an alliance, and then the alliance you go to war with these other alliances, and you got these 12 rooms where you put your defenders and you attack them. The rooms got buffs and debuffs and stuff like that. And there's good campaigns. It's a lot of fun if you're looking for something to do, like you're taking a crap or just sitting around doing nothing. Get Marvel Strike Force a shot if you like Marvel characters. It's really fun. I'm on my phone more than I should be. It kills my battery all the time, but I'm enjoying it so much. It is one of those freemium games where they have a lot of offers to buy stuff, but for the most part, it's a lot of fun. And then the other game that I really enjoy is Pokemon Go. I love games that gets you outside and exercising, because so much of the time we're just sitting on our asses on a couch or in a chair and doing nothing. We're just sitting there playing video games. You're outside, you're walking around, you're interacting, you're catching stuff. People are streaming it too. A lot of people like to watch people do it. Walk around, catch Pokemon. You go to these different gyms. You link up. You meet people. You battle these high-level mobs. A chance to catch them. Like for West Des Moines, they have a Discord with all the locations. So I've met a lot of people through that. Just going to these gyms and just having some conversation. You meet some people. So I'm all for getting outside and getting some exercise, and you can play a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not much of a mobile game player. That's just not me. I don't know why. I used to play a few games on there, but like Clash of Clans, played that a bit.
Way too much money on Clash of Clans.
What?
I spent way too much money on Clash of Clans.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people did. I didn't. I maybe spent $30 total on it.
Oh God, I probably dropped a G. Couple.
Yeah, well, Nick, that's what Nick did, didn't he? He spent like thousands of dollars. Yeah.
Jesse too. I think Jesse was around like 600.
Idiot. Yeah, that's crazy to me.
I can't. It's just like you wanted to get your stuff up. So, I mean, we're like, it's addicting, man, because you're getting these wars and your guys aren't good enough to do stuff. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
These freemium games really get you. If you ever watch the South Park episode, they explain all about it. The Canada.
Yep. But that's kind of the way that I am with Call of Duty right now too, man. Like I see some of that stuff, I'm like, I'm not buying anything. This is bullshit. Still, I'm not paying anything for buying anything from them again. And then I see a cool pack, and I'm like, nope, buy.
Well, the car or gun show, those two guys arguing. It's like, fix this, and it's like, we gave you guys custom car decals. Like, fix the footsteps. Here's America.
Yep.
They don't address the issue. They just keep throwing stuff at. Like, just quit asking us to fix stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
But I mean, it's a lot of bugs, and I really hope they get it, because it is a fun game. It is enjoyable. So I really hope they fix a lot of issues that they're facing. But also, we got a new game called Hyperscape that dropped yesterday, which looks kind of like a futuristic game. It's only available on PC right now. But Ubisoft, and Ubisoft does make really good games. I know you downloaded it.
Yep, I downloaded it. That is as far as I have gone. I have not even opened it yet. So I'm hoping to get some of that gameplay done this week at some point.
All right, so hopefully we'll have a review for you next episode. We will definitely jump on that game and check it out. Unfortunately, I'm having some internet issues, so I won't be streaming for a while until I get to sort it out. But as of right now, I mean, it will be cross-platform, and they announced. It's currently the beta is on PC. So hopefully we can get you guys some reviews and some gameplay on it, and then you can, whatever system you're on, you eventually can check it out for yourselves. Super excited about that. It's, more BRs out there, the better. It's from Ubisoft, so I do have high hopes that it's going to be a quality game.
Yeah. And from what I've seen is it looks pretty solid. A lot of people are enjoying it. Like Darkness was played it on his stream. He absolutely loved it. But then there's the other side, like Pool Shark, who is saying he absolutely hates it. So there is two different sides of that. So it'll be interesting.
I mean, the only way to tell if you're gonna like something or not is to go play it. So
yeah.
It is for all you guys out there that have PCs, you're a PC gamer, go ahead and download it. It's free to play. You gotta check out the beta and make your own mind if it's something you're interested in doing. Moving right along, we're gonna jump into PlayStation 1 memory lane. So PlayStation came out in 1994. I was 12 years old.
Oh.
Young Kenny was 11.
No.
And some of the all-time best games ever. Front of mine was Resident Evil and Tomb Raider. And how they sold Tomb Raider is they made Lara Croft have big boobs.
Oh,
sexy
square boobs.
Sexy square boobs, man. But then, Twisted Metal was a great game that you played a lot.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite. And then Silent Hill. Also.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They even made that into like a TV show or a movie or something.
Yeah, they made it into a movie. So I used to also get a magazine from PlayStation every month. It was PlayStation Magazine, and they would come with a free CD with a bunch of games on it and stuff too, where you get like these free trials and stuff like that. So I played the hell out of Spyro on there. I loved that game too.
Spyro, yes. I didn't really play it that much, but I remember it.
Yeah.
I mean, probably the all-time greatest game that we probably spent the most hours is Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which they're bringing back, which is absolutely amazing. I cannot wait. I spent hours upon hours just skating around, doing tricks. The soundtracks on the game were unbelievable.
Yep.
Storylines were great. I mean, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I'm so sad when they stopped making those games because I still think if you made them today, they would still be huge hits.
Yep. So PlayStation did like on the demo ones that they had. They had exclusive. You had to do a code on it, and it was like one of those the Konami code and stuff like that on these discs. So, and then you would get this random music video on there. So the one that I got quite a bit, but one of my most favorite one was Korn. So that was my first intro into like hard rock and stuff like that. So that was
That's made you fall in love with metal was a video game. That's amazing,
right? Isn't it? So yeah, it was pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, I know like Madden does that too. They take a lot of like people you really don't know, and like they're giving these people their shot. And I think that's great. I think some streamers do that too. Like they, take some artists that are kind of less known and play their music, and they own the rights to it, and they're helping them out too. So
yeah. Also, another game which is kind of open world. It was a great concept for it was the Tenchu Stealth Assassin. Did you ever play that?
No idea what that even is.
Oh my god! So you were a ninja, and you would like it was kind of like Metal Gear, where you would like run around and be super quiet, and then they would hear you, and then you would kill them, or you would sneak up on them and kill and have like assassin moves and stuff like that, and you could jump from rooftops to kill people. It was pretty dope.
Speaking of Metal Gear Solid, that was an amazing game. So that kind of sounds like, was that like basically kind of like Assassin's Creed?
Yeah, kind of. Super crappy graphics, but yes.
I mean, 26 years ago, but yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, the other game that I played the hell out of that they've also remastered here recently, I think in the last couple of months, was Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was probably my second favorite Final Fantasy game. We had Final Fantasy X. It was absolutely an amazing game, though. It was
Yeah.
such good character arcs and storylines, and I really, really enjoyed that game. And they did re-release the master on for PlayStation 4, which I don't have one, so it kind of sucks. But that game was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And for those people who really like Final Fantasy games, that was kind of like the motherlode of the game until 10 came out.
Yeah. And for me, like I never really got into those games. There was a game that I did enjoy that was kind of like that. It was called Legend of Legaia.
Never heard of that.
Legaia? Yeah, I think that's Legaia, I think is how you spelled it. But it was pretty good. You cast spells and stuff like that. You would come across monsters. You would cast spell. You choose what you wanted to do and level up, and then those attacks. So it was very much like yeah.
So I'm going over the top 25 games on Games Radar here, and I've never even heard of this game. It's number 7. It's called Paul Rappa the Rapper. It's basically the precursor games to Dance Dance Revolution and Rock Band. It looks like these messed up bad cartoons in a car, and I guess you gotta like hit your buttons to get in touch with the tunes. I don't know. I've never even heard of this game, but it was number 7 best games of all time on PlayStation.
Interesting.
Never even heard of it.
Oh, do you know what? I just remembered. So NFL Game Day used to be on PlayStation. Also, that's when they had multiple NFL games that they had, like NFL Blitz and NFL Game Day, and then also Madden. So Game Day was It was a lot like Madden. Like I feel like that was it was a good.
I don't remember that one at all.
What? You don't remember? Okay.
No,
all right.
I don't.
Loading screens.
I didn't really have a PlayStation until later on. I was a Nintendo 64 guy.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, also the original Spider-Man was on PlayStation.
Yep.
And those games.
That was not good. That Spider-Man was not good at all.
It wasn't. I mean, the Spider-Mans now are like absolutely amazing. So I had to start something there.
Yep.
And that's PlayStation.
Oh man, yeah. That was jeez Louise.
I mean, they also came out with, the PlayStation Portable or whatever that was called too, which I'm surprised Xbox never did. And they never came out with that handheld.
No.
Kind of surprising. It's nice to have a game on the go, but not everyone has their phone, so it's kind of pointless to do it. But I mean, I had one in Afghanistan. And I played the shit out of God of War. But
if you think about it, PlayStation or Sony is very much a hardware company. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I mean, it does make sense where Microsoft is more of a software company, and the only hardware that they actually produce is the Xbox. So
yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, they tried to make an iPod, which was terrible. But no one ever
Zune.
Yeah.
Jennifer did. Our friend Jennifer had one. So and she thought it was the greatest thing ever. And I'm like, well, I don't even know how to work this thing. I felt like I was 80 years old.
That's how I feel with people. Send me green bubble text.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you people?
Jesus. This when my girlfriend has green bubbles.
Oh God, dude,
it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get a family plan, I assume. So let's upgrade her to an iPhone. Let's get her in the 20.
Her camera on her phone is so much better than mine, though, and I hate to say it.
You have a real camera.
Yeah, I have multiple. I have lots of real cameras. But yeah.
I know. So, for any of you guys out there that are Android, I do apologize for that. But
I don't at all. You suck.
Suck it, Anna. Your green bubbles. Gross. We're going to switch gears over here. We're going to go to some sports. So, basketball teams have moved down to Orlando, and they're now practicing. The season set to begin July 30th. They're having some cases of COVID already. We've seen Russell Westbrook just got hit, so he had it. So I'm not, it's kind of risky. A lot of players don't want to risk their health, which is, it's understandable. You got baseball supposed to start here the 23rd or 24th, and they're having a 60-game season. And a lot of them really, are kind of on the fence as well. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if we actually get these people back and if they're going to have fans down there, or if they're just going to play in empty stadiums. But, this is kind of the world we live in. I mean, social distancing is going to be kind of hard playing sports. It'll be interesting to see, kind of the stuff they're going to have to do. But, I mean, I'm sure there's very lot of tests. They're probably going to get tested multiple times. Maybe every week. I don't really know, but they're trying to keep the players safe, and interesting to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, I think, is safety of the players and the organizations. I mean, because that's the last thing you want is somebody to be hurt and potentially die just because they're playing a game and it's a little bit, and they weren't super safe about it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see like one person getting it and then dying, and that's going to be the end of sports for a very long time.
Yeah, at least until there's a vaccine for it, and I think, and that's the other problem is like it's affecting a lot of different things, and not just sports but movies and even probably your video games, because that video game got pushed back.
New World got pushed back. I think we skipped over that, but New World beta was supposed to come out the 23rd. It's a game by Amazon. It's an MMORPG, and the game is supposed to release August 25th, and they pushed it back to spring 2021. So, I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that's affecting it. I mean, you got movies, TV shows, because these people can't be on set. They can't be together. They have to be social distance. So it's gonna be crazy to see how they did it. Because like, I watched Supernatural forever, and then this was their last season, and they literally had to cut it short because the COVID crisis. So they didn't even end it the way they wanted to. So I don't know if they're going to get back into it once everything's cleared up and put out the last few episodes or not. If they're just going to end it like that, which sucks, because I mean that show was so great. It was on for like 15 or 16 seasons.
Yeah. So I do see some sports coming back. I'm worried. I am super worried about NFL this year. I wouldn't be mad about it because I'd get a hold on to the belt a little bit longer. But I mean, if you think about all the people that travel for NFL or for NFL games, those numbers are staggering. You know what I mean? All the coaching staff and trainers and the players. I mean, you have a 60-man roster or 55-man roster that travel.
3 players, then coaches and personnel. I mean, cause especially it's all the states have different guidelines and laws right now, like mask, no mask, stuff like that. So, I mean, we've seen it all over social media. These entitled people like this refuse to wear masks at the places that have it. So, I mean. Yep. If they're going to allow fans in, they're going to have to wear masks. Are they going to have to, seat them, apart? So the stadiums are going to be like half empty, or you get some alcohol on people. They're not going to follow the rules. You got to keep your mask on, And it's one of the bigger things that they're arguing about is these owners, like if they wanted to put the money in like a fund just to offset some of the expenses, because if they're not going to allow fans in, you're not going to get the ticket sales, you're not going to get the concession sales, and stuff like that. So I mean, I really hope they do, because I love football, I love watching sports, but I mean, we've seen it in the UFC, they're jam packed. I mean, they have everyone there. No one was wearing masks. One thing that I saw, they're all sitting right next to each other. How's that going to play out eventually if someone COVID?
The UFC right now has Fight Island. They have their own damn island where they go. That they can isolate people. Like Dana White was isolated for a week while he was there after he landed on the island. So that was the whole thing there. So they show up a week before, they get tested, and then they get tested before they get out of their quarantine.
The fans. Just, do you think they're testing all the fans coming in?
I would assume so. I think everybody has to be that's around there has to be tested and all that. So I don't know. I think it'll be interesting moving forward. I don't think we're going to have an NFL season, and I'm sad about it. So I'm pretty sad.
I think they're going to see how basketball and baseball plays out. But I mean, the fact that they came out and said that the players can't do jersey exchanges at the end of the games after tackling and touching each other for 60 minutes is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
So Oakley came out with a mask, a face mask today to go underneath the face mask.
Huh.
So it will protect them from like breathing, like, so it will work much like, you know, that plastic mask that that doctors wear and shit like that. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, I could see football players and basketball players because they're so close, but I don't. Baseball's really, they're kind of all spread out as it is.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I can see that maybe, you know, but I mean, it's, you know, if they're gonna be able to breathe, I don't know. It's a weird time that we're living in. But on better news,
Idiot.
Randall Cunningham has joined the Raiders as the chaplain. He's a great QB, joining the greatest franchise. I'm so excited to welcome him back into the Raider family.
Yeah, that's a nice heartwarming thing. I mean, it's nice to see that. I love when Raiders come back home, and that's the thing. It's always been a thing. Is once a Raider, always a Raider.
Yep.
No matter what. So yeah, there's no. So that's cool. And honestly, I didn't know Randall Cunningham was the chaplain at all. I didn't.
Neither did I. I just saw that and I was like, huh. But yeah, I read the article. He was super excited. He's been on some Zoom meetings, and you know, that guy is just a fountain of youth. Fountain of knowledge of football. I mean, that guy played forever on so many different teams.
Yeah,
I remember playing with him in Madden, like in the '90s. That guy is amazing. The Vikings, the Eagles, and how many other teams he landed on. But
yeah.
So that's some good news for the Raider Nation, the true only nation. Is Patriot Nation. Get the fuck out of here. It's Raider Nation.
Raiders.
All right, moving on. We're going to talk about. You want to talk about the Marvel shows, or you want to do the show reviews first?
Let's do the movies. The movies that we show. Well, I picked up. I'll start with the comedy one that I started with, Palm Springs with Andy Samberg. That one was actually really good. It's very much a Groundhog's Day movie where they repeat the same stuff over and over. And there is no like existential, you know, this is how you get past it. It's kind of dark also. It's because they bring in a couple other people doing it, and then it is dark. They are not happy people. They're just. It is so. But I loved it. It's hilarious. I highly recommend watching it. It's on Hulu. It's a nice movie. So I highly recommend watching it.
I would lose my goddamn mind if I had to live the same day over and over and over again.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is like, they take a different spin on it, where you come in and Andy Samberg's already been there for a very long time, and that like, and so it's already set super dark, and you just like, so it's just like, oh, and he's like, you know, life doesn't matter, blah. It's just like, it's good. I loved it.
Didn't Bill Murray try to kill himself a few times in Groundhog Day?
Yeah, I believe so. I don't remember I've seen it when I was younger, but I haven't seen it in a long time. So
I know they did an episode of Supernatural like that too. But I mean, like, just thinking about that, like, you're living the same day over and over again. No one else is. Like, I mean, you can only do so much, you know.
Yes.
I'd lose my mind. Like, I don't think I could do it. And you know, we tried to do that homeless guy to death every single time.
Yep.
You know,
no matter how far they went, no matter how they killed themselves, no matter what, they just woke up instantly in the same spot every morning. I would.
That would be terrible.
That would be. Yeah. Well, it depends on where you're at. honestly.
No, it doesn't. The same day over and over again. No way, dude. You'd lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, I would 100% lose my mind.
I mean, like the first, like, oh, this is cool, and then yeah, you can go do a bunch of stuff. Like if Bill Murray, Groundhog Day, learn how to play the piano, but I'll be like, you can only do so much stuff, and then like, yeah,
Yep.
I lose my mind.
Yep. Yep. And then what's next? It's the Old Guard. The Old Guard.
Old Guard, yeah,
came out on Netflix this weekend.
Our own. Plays this immortal, and she doesn't know how old she is, and she basically recruits all these other people who can't die, and these people are trying to capture them to use them as test dummies to like solve like diseases and stuff like that. A lot of great action, a lot of good stuff going on in the movie. I really enjoyed it. Charlize Theron is still, amazing actor. I love her. She does so many different roles. I like to see her in these action roles. I really enjoyed it. It was a good, sit back, action-packed movie.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was a new concept that I kind of liked, and I really wish that they would have shown a little bit more of the past and stuff like that. They touched on it a little bit, but not really a history, and we don't really know why they are what they are or anything like that either. We just know that they
one chick had that one, like that new recruit had that one chick's memory like of being burned. Like I was like, what? And I didn't really understand why that guy was trying to in the beginning try to capture them, like set them up, and then later on, like he like had that change of heart. Now like they're gonna work together, so it looks like there's gonna be a sequel somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, now that they have a purpose, and
yeah,
and then like he stopped healing. Spoiler alert. And then she was like, oh, I didn't get that either.
Yeah. So there's not a real good understanding. But that's the other thing is that they don't understand it themselves. Like the people that like there's no history. It's not handed down. They just have it and it's random and they just don't know why. And the only thing that they're good at is fighting, it seems. So that's the only common denominator.
And I liked how the timeline like showed like all the good that she has done through her life. Like she saved these people that went on to do these great things or stuff like that. So I mean, it showed like that all this her trials and tribulations and her suffering, but she did so much good without her even realizing all the good that she did. Because I mean, you lived for so long. I can imagine like you're a vampire or something. You just kind of come numb to it, but the fact that she was still trying to find these immortal people and they'll take care of them and guide them.
Yeah,
it's a good movie. I really enjoyed it. So I mean, if you're looking for a good hour and a half, I think to kill, check it out. The other thing that came out on Netflix as well was this TV show called Warrior Nun, and it's basically this girl was killed and ended up getting an angel's halo and gets these powers, and it's basically she gets a new lease on life, and she doesn't really quite understand what's going on. She's was sick in bed and disabled since she was like 10 or 11.
Yeah, she was in a car crash with her parents and they died, and so she didn't have use of her legs or actually any part of her body, so this happening to her, like she was able to walk, she was able to do things for the first time. So that was nice, and then it took a turn.
Well, if you think about it, it's like you were bedridden for your entire life, and then you die, and you wake up, and you're able to walk and do all this other stuff. I mean, of course, like they want you to come train and like learn all this arts, but like I literally have been in a bed for 7 years and not able to do anything. Now I can actually get out, talk to girls or boys or whatever, party, and experience life. I mean, and the only reason I'm here is because you want me to be some special warrior. Like, no, get out of here. I just got this. I want to enjoy my life.
Exactly. And so it was a very good show. Some of the acting wasn't fantastic, I don't feel.
No, she was not like the lead actress. I like didn't really believe. I mean, I don't think she's that good, but I mean, the other nuns, like they were great, I thought.
Yeah.
You know, they were really good. You know, there was some nice twists that you didn't really see coming at the end, and I didn't like how it ended. Like it just ends, and you're just like, "What?
That pissed me off so bad." Like, because
like
you,
that's literally
yeah,
how you're gonna end that. Spoiler alert! We're not gonna, but I mean, it just ends abruptly, and you're just like,
oh,
"What?"
yep,
The whole reason I binge shows so I don't have to wait for what's next.
yeah, and now,
And I
now we have no
do,
idea. With COVID, we have no idea when it's ever going to come back or if it's going to. So it's just going to end like
that's
this.
what's always irritating me about network TV is like sometimes they'll leave a huge cliffhanger at like the season finale, and you have to wait 4 or 5 months. It's like what just happened?
Yep.
Like, seriously, it's like the soap opera. They always have some cliffhanger to keep you tuned in.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
I was that irritated me so bad, and it ended, and I'm like, wait, there has to be another episode. No, there's not. Okay.
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
Still upset with that. And big news: Michael Keaton is going to be playing Batman in the new Flash movie. I am ecstatic. This is my Batman.
He's the Batman.
There is debates. Everyone knows it's not Kilmer or Clooney. It's between
The
Keaton and Bale.
nipple Batman.
You know, the nipple Batman. Like, oh my god, dude! Those last 2 movies, there's you know what I'm kind of upset because they did have a third movie that they were either working on or starting to film with Michael Keaton, and things fell apart, and then it went to Val Kilmer. But like, I'm just pumped to see him back. Michael Keaton is a fantastic actor. He's back in the role. I'm so pumped for this. I don't care if it's a small part. I just want to
See, I did, yeah, and I didn't mind Val Kilmer as Batman. He fit the part. I feel he wasn't, but George Clooney was 100%. Oh my god, that was the worst.
Movie was corny. They do that movie when they just threw money. They got big name Tommy Lee Jones, Jim Carrey, and then
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, I'm talking about the Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah.
So they threw them in there. Tommy Lee Jones was over the top. Jim Carrey was over the top. And then they went the next one. They threw money at Schwarzenegger and Uma Thurman, and then Bane. Like, what was that? Like Tom Hardy resurrected Bane because that version was terrible.
Yeah.
And then that Alicia Silverstone, and then like, come on, you guys were just throwing money to try to get. It was terrible, so bad. And then I have high hopes for Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I really hope he does a good job because Batman is one of my all-time favorite superheroes. I love the stories. The Dark Knight trilogy was amazing. Michael Keaton's Batmans are amazing. Danny DeVito was an outstanding Penguin.
Oh, dude, like you can't. I don't think you can do Penguin. I don't think you can do Penguin again with. He was that good. Like he fit the character. So and he was so disgusting. I never watched it. I did like.
I watched the first few seasons and it kind of got dumb to me. But they had a guy. He was actually from Iowa that plays Penguin.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I can't think of his name right now. Let me look it up. But yeah, he did a really really good job. Robin Lord Taylor is his name.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that.
He is from Sueyville, Iowa.
I don't even know where the hell that is.
I can't tell you either. But you know, 577 people. Good for you. So yeah, yeah, but and it kind of because it focuses on them, and then I just read that they're actually coming out with the show about Gotham PD, which seems terrible timing.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, so they're like gonna do like a Gotham PD one, which is gonna be full of corrupt cops, which is not gonna help.
It's gonna be hilarious. Yeah, but what I hope they bring in is Batgirl. You know, they do an origin story with Batgirl that way.
They have it on CW.
It's not my Batgirl.
Well, it's a new Batgirl.
I know.
Fired.
Yeah.
So I think the new one's she's black. I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
New Bat.
I don't like any of the CW shows.
Oh my god, are you serious?
I don't like them. I don't like any of them. They just don't. They don't do it for me. They're super cheesy.
Yeah, she's the first black actress to play Batwoman. Her name is. Ooh, I'm gonna butcher this name.
Yep.
Javicia Leslie.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Ruby Rose got fired. I didn't watch it because of her. Honestly,
I
because
watched a couple episodes and like I love Flash. Flash was great. I watched Arrow, and you're a liar because I know you've watched Smallville, which was on the CW.
yeah, but that was.
There you go. That was WB.
That was 20 years ago. Legit.
No, I mean, dude, Arrow is really good. Flash is really good. Both those shows are really good. I just started watching the League of Legends or the Legends of Tomorrow or whatever on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying that. I really do like the CW shows for the most part. Like a lot of them. I just couldn't get into Batwoman. Ruby Rose was just so fucking terrible.
She's not a good actress. I don't understand why everybody fell in love with, like, especially like Orange is the New Black, because I watched that also, and she wasn't a great actress, and it drove me nuts why everybody was so wild about it. So, and maybe it's just because she was a like, I don't know if it had something to do with that, because I believe that there was a lot of lesbian fandom in Orange is the New Black. So I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it, but I did not enjoy her. She was not a great actress. There were so many better actresses.
What was she in? She was in some big John Wick. She was like one of the main characters in John Wick 2, and she was terrible.
Yeah, she didn't talk. She barely talked.
And then like Triple X came back. The Meg, I don't remember her in the Meg.
Yep, yeah, she didn't hardly talk in that either. She was okay.
I don't know. Some of these people are just not. She was an MTV VJ. What? She was a boxer. Did you know that?
No idea.
Model, DJ, boxer, recording artist, actress, television presenter, MTV VJ.
Okay then.
She got famous by MTV Australia.
Oh, okay, yeah. It makes sense.
So, now I'm excited for this next chapter, and especially, seeing this diversity that not only DC but Marvel. You had Anthony Mackie come in. You say that his article about getting more diversity hires, and he said that having all his movies, he's basically all like the behind the scenes people are usually all white and all this other stuff, and then everyone applauded Black Panther having an all black cast and all black crew, and then he had a good point saying, well, you're basically saying that black people are only good enough to do all black movies. They're not good enough to do the stuff on these white stuff. And the one of the big creators, he's like, I absolutely agree with him. We need to get more diversity in here. And on top of that, I literally just watched this interview with Jon Stewart talking about how they started paying their interns so they could get a more broad base of people in there. Because before it was basically this white, these rich white kids would come because they could afford to take 3 months off not getting paid.
Yeah.
So they switched it up and they started paying these interns. I mean, you got so many great, you got Trevor Noah now who's just killing it. And, Ronnie Chang, that guy is amazing. You got and then they have this veteran program. That's how we got to know Robert Riggle. So, I mean, he did so much stuff, and they took that step to pay these interns to get, these other perspectives on life, for how that show is. And I just think that was absolutely amazing. I didn't know any of that until I watched that interview with it.
Yeah. And I think with Trevor Noah and all those, especially with, and Anthony Mackie, they're putting Hollywood and the studios on notice, saying, we see this, it's a problem, it needs to be fixed. And I think everybody at this point is finally on board to it. And it's not just but they've been saying that for the longest time with like the Oscars and everything else like that, that the awards are
But
super white. They have a few black actresses here and there, but mostly everything's
look
all
at last year, Parasite won, and that was a Korean film,
correct.
which was huge. So I mean,
But none of them were. But I don't think any of them were nominated. It was the film that was nominated, but it was not the individual. It was none of the individuals were nominated for anything, which is crazy to me. That you can have an outstanding film, but none of those actors get nominated for best actor or actress or supporting role or anything like that. Like that seems weird to me, and I think that's the big issue.
I mean, come to think of it, can you even think like I think usually whoever wins the Oscars, I don't like those movies. Like the one year was like Three Billboards in Manchester by the Sea. Like I didn't care for any of those movies. But usually you have, if it's a best picture, it's a best picture because of the actors in the film.
Correct.
And so they'll be representative in some way, whether it's leads or supporting. And I don't think any of the Parasites were there. Like you bring up a good point. I don't think they were.
Yeah. So and that's I think that's the other thing is like they're bringing in these diversity people. What was that? What? You're not? Oh.
There's like this little, if I got to close the window all the way, he just literally just sits here and just stares out the backyard.
He's little cute pups. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's they do that as throwing the diversity bone out there, saying, oh, this isn't anything. It's no big deal.
No, because they did that with like the best foreign film. They had an own separate category.
Yeah.
Like, you guys we'll represent you, but not for the best picture. You're going to have your own best, foreign film or whatever. Because didn't like a Mexican movie like one recently too, or one of those that was pretty huge as well, or Spain or something. I don't remember what it was, but I like to see get this other created because I mean Jordan Peele, who has come out with amazing movies, said will not cast white people as the main characters because he said I've seen that movie.
Yep.
And so he's doing that, trying to bring these back. I'm like, I know we talked on the previous ones, like Crazy Rich Asians and stuff like that. So you got to see these other people, and they got to
and not only that, you see yeah, and you see a different view because most of the time we're seeing a white people's portrayal of these things through the Asian actors or the black actors. You don't get the actual story from the Asian community all the way through storytelling to the screen. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and I think Denzel even came out and talked about like Training Day, like how he needed the black director to stop to give their perspective. He's like, yeah, Spielberg could have directed it, and someone else could have directed Schindler List, and it would have been a good movie. But they have a different perspective on it, so they bring that to it, and that just makes it so much better. So they have people who live this.
Yeah,
it's good to have their insights to like bring it alive. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and it's going to be great moving forward once everybody can start making movies again.
And then I couldn't tell in Warrior Nun, but I'm pretty sure they had a trans actor. I couldn't tell yet. Like the one of her party friends. I thought she was trans, but I didn't want to.
I'm not. I'm not positive. Yeah,
but I like to see if she was great. They're bringing these trans people to do these roles.
Yep.
And then isn't there one on Orange Is the New Black too?
Yes, Orange Is the New Black, and I think HBO has.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
with Euphoria. They have some trans on there also. So yeah.
Give whoever fits the role the best. That's who should get it.
Correct.
Doing Captain with, but I mean, you have people happy accidents like The Matrix. The Neo was supposed to go to Will Smith, and he passed on it because he didn't understand the script, and it went to Keanu. So I mean, stuff like that, you see, like, okay, they give it to the person, but it's not the right fit. Let's get the right person in there. So no matter who they are, let's get the best film out there. For that's what people want to see. And this whole thing like Charlie's Angels flopped, and they're blaming it because mainstream media or people don't want to see a female lead. Okay, that's not true at all. I mean,
How did the other ones do so good? You know what I mean?
I mean, the original ones were great. Now
you're remaking it for a reason.
It happened as well when they did the Ghostbusters thing with an all-female cast. I mean,
it just wasn't a great movie.
Your movies are dog shit. Your movies are dog shit. Doesn't matter who's in it and who's not.
Exactly.
Don't blame it saying, "Oh, they don't want to see a female lead." When you see so many, like you have Alien, that was amazing. I guarantee Black Widow is going to be a huge, but then people are going to say, "Oh, it's Marvel." They're trying to knock you down and shit on you, which
correct. Yeah. Well, and Wonder Woman's doing great. So that's the only thing in DC that's doing good.
Well, no.
Aquaman did do well. Yes.
Oh, shit! I think he. Oh God, he's supposed to play some. Oh, what did I read? He was supposed to play some role. I should have wrote it down. I don't remember. Another Iowa boy, but they tapped him to play possibly some new role, and it was absolutely like I saw it and I was like, that's going to be amazing. I don't remember. God dang it. Anywho,
save it for the next podcast.
Oh, maybe I'll find it again. But and lastly, so we got some TV shows. We got The Falcon and Winter Soldier that's supposed to come out in fall 2020. WandaVision coming out December 2020, and Loki coming out in 2021. I am excited to see these storylines. We have the Falcon taking over as Captain America, and so that is Anthony Mackie, and you also have Sebastian Stan who plays the Winter Soldier. Excited about that. I do love these movies. And these shows. I have high hopes for. I'm really excited that they're going to be pretty good. It's only like 6 episodes, but I just looked at that. Hellstrom is supposed to come out this year. I've never heard of that. Hawkeye's supposed to get one in 2021.
Oh, really?
She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and MODOK. I don't know what those are, but I'm glad that they're making these and keeping on the Marvel, because the only real Marvel movies that are supposed to come out is Guardians 3 and Thor, but I don't think that's like 2021 or 2022 now.
Interesting.
So I mean, that basically wraps up that.
Well,
you downloaded the new.
I did want to say something else regarding that. They did release recently that they are bringing back Punisher on Disney with John.
No. Then it's not going to be Disney. They're either going to put it on FX or Hulu so it can keep the darkness of it.
Oh, really? I thought okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I did read that. Yeah. So they want to bring Punisher back for John, but they don't want to put it on Disney because it's too dark for Disney. So they said they're either going to put it on FX or Hulu.
Interesting. FX is has putting out some damn good content. So that would be great.
Yeah, I hope it goes to Hulu just because like it stays on Netflix. And I hope that opens the door for, Daredevil to come back too, because Daredevil was absolutely amazing.
It was great. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
it was
Daredevil and Punisher were great. Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage, I really couldn't get into. Iron Fist season 2 was much better than season 1. But I just hope they do like stuff like that. They keep bringing these, these people over.
Yeah. No.
But you also downloaded a new game called The Hunted.
Oh, The Hunter, Call of the Wild. It's like a hunting simulator game, where I can go hunt animals. You can get different guns, stuff like that, and you have different trophies that you try to get.
So it's basically big buck hunting.
Yes, but you have to be quiet and you have to do calls and stuff like that, and then you have to track your kill and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. So I'm trying to find more games that I can talk to people a little bit more, trying to build that community. You know what I mean? because like you said, like last week sometime you popped in and I didn't respond right away. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to watch chat while also trying to be a good teammate in Call of Duty and stuff like that. So I need to find games that are a little slower paced and like where I can look at the chat, have a conversation, and build a little bit more community. So that's what I'm working towards.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. 'Cause, I mean, it is hard because I mean, you get so capsulated. That's not really captivated playing this game because you want to, like if I take if I look over to my chat, I'm taking my eyes off the screen, and it can happen on the drop of a dime. So I mean, it is hard to try to find that balance. You're 100% right. So if we can find some games like your simulator farming simulator or other games like that, you can kind of interact with the stream, or your chat.
Yep.
That just helps us grow. And speaking of that, Mixer shut down
Oh.
officially. So
yeah, next week, the 21st, I believe, is the last day they're doing any streams.
A lot of people came over to Facebook. Looks like they had some good following. So I'm hoping they bring over some viewers that we didn't have before. It only had like 2.5% of the market share. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Facebook takes these people on and like the steps that they've made to grow this product. I mean, Stone Mountain was talking about when he first started. It was very hard to even get your stream up and running. It took a while. They didn't have stars and all this other stuff. So it looks like they're investing a lot of money into it, which is great because I am excited about being on Facebook and the possibilities that they have there.
Yeah, and the fact that now that hopefully Facebook will continue to grow and the market share will start evening it out between Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So with that, I mean, that's only going to garner better productions moving forward from all three of them. So that's my.
And they came out with an app for streamers that you can like check your streams and stuff, which I think they need to put more money into that so you can do a lot more. But not only that, like if you donate off the app, you like or buy stars. I think the issue is that they took a way huger percent than if you did it on PC. Like I recently just bought $25 worth to get 35 stars, and I think if you buy it on the app, they take even a bigger cut of it.
Yeah, it's because Apple takes Apple and Google because it's basically they go through their paywall because of the way that works. And then they take a percentage of every sale from the app. So
so people, you see everyone has a computer to do that, but some people don't.
Yeah, but that's the same. It's the same thing for Twitch also. So if you they have different things that you can buy from there that so it like extrapolates a little bit. They have bits and they have different donations that you can do on Twitch too. I don't know a whole bunch about it, but yeah.
And one final thought here: I did watch the new Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. It's just not the same without the creepy dude, man.
Yeah, I never
like I loved that show, man. Like it was like you'd come on, like, oh my god, what's going on? But not hearing that, like his voice just embodied that show, and it's like not hearing that part of it and his narrative of it. It's not the same. It's unfortunate because Unsolved Mysteries it's such a good show, and it's crazy that this stuff happens. And it's just not talked about, and they highlight it. Okay? Someone's missing and died, and they have no clue what happened.
Yep.
Nobody did. Like the first episode I watched is this dude. They couldn't find him for like a week, and then they tracked him. They found his car, and then there was this hotel. Then, like looking down over the hotel, there's this tiny hole with flip flops, and so they ruled it a suicide. But there is no information. They found his body. It looks like he fell through or got pushed off, and fell through this thing and died into this old conference room, and like just they closed the case. It was a suicide, but no one knows why. No one can figure out anything that happened.
Jeez.
I mean, that stuff just interests me. Like, okay, how can we have all this technology and all this resources, and we can't solve some of these crimes?
Yep.
But not hearing that creepy voice just makes it so much.
Travis, this isn't your house. There isn't semen everywhere.
DNA everywhere, buddy. That's why everywhere I go, I leave a semen sample just in case. For whatever reason, just they might need,
Here you go.
Might get in trouble, but whatever.
It's for your safety, not mine.
Yeah, it's mine. It's for my safety, just so. Stream podcast. So I mean, that's pretty much the highlights we got for today. The conversations. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We had a good time. We had to reset. We had some hilarious bits in the first one. We had some audio issues. Michelle Obama made a rare appearance. Stop licking my foot. Sorry.
That's his dog licking his foot, not for those that are only listening on the podcast, not watching the YouTube.
The weird dude. He likes to lick feet. I like to live seeping everywhere. Whatever.
Oh, God, this took a left turn.
Oh, my God. Okay, where are we? Okay, so that's pretty much it for this episode. Next, I hope you guys enjoy.
Oh.
I just think of Home Alone 4, like the semen bandits. Like, I don't know why that popped up. Anyway.
Jesus.
You're not to take us out.
All right.
I can't keep it.
Feel free to catch me on my stream, DMI Patriot on Facebook Gaming. You can join me. Travis is also on Facebook Gaming. Infantry INF Rebel on Facebook Gaming. He is having internet issues at this point, so he will be back on there hopefully within the next couple weeks. Once he has,
hopefully.
Yep. You can. What was that?
The new internet. The new place I just moved into. Got my background here growing here. The internet's not that good. I am trying to get a different company, so I have to get them out here to see to run lines. Because for whatever reason they wanted to cap me, so I can't stream. It lags too bad. So I do apologize for everyone out there that enjoys my beautiful face, but I hope to be back in a couple of weeks. Hopefully I can get it sorted out.
Yep. We hope to be back with the next podcast within the next couple of weeks also. So be looking out for that. Thank you for joining us today. Again, I am Kenny, DMI Patriot. This is Travis, Infantry Rebel. You can find us on Facebook Gaming, Twitter, Instagram, all of the social medias. That's where you can find us under the same names.
Not MySpace.
Yeah, I'm on Pinterest also.
You're on Pinterest? It's created in West Des Moines.
It's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
No, it's not 100% true.
I'm joking. I have no idea.
It's 100% true. Pinterest is created in West Des Moines. Suck it.
All right. Longest outro ever. All right. Bye.